we've got a few policies possibly coming in. We don't know the detail, and the devil always is in the detail. But if we've got tighter immigration restrictions, if we've got low corporation tax, if we've got higher tariffs, most economists say that is inflationary. But the Republican people around Trump, some of them are economists, they say that it's not going to do that. It's going to drive growth. It's going to drive investment. It's going to hurt international rivals to the US. Why is there that massive difference in opinion on this? Because this is not orthodox, is it? This view from this potential administration. We don't know who's going to run it yet, but
Well, there's clearly some divergence of thought on this, and arguments that attach different weights to factors at work. So, one of the arguments that has some credibility is that there's some changes in foreign direct investment flows. If you protect a market with the tariff wall, you would tend to have foreign companies that want to continue to participate in that market potentially invest more for domestic production. And maybe that includes, U.S. and Canada under the USMCA, um, under certain circumstances where they would still be, though yesterday's policy may not allow for that. But the point is that there may be some offset where you reduce the trade deficits that we have with some of those trade partner countries as a country for the United States, and see some offset in terms of the earnings of American workers as opposed to the foreign workers that are being substituted for. Um, but the bottom line for us as the macroeconomists in S&P are still, overall, it looks like the breadth of the potential policies could be extensive enough that the net result will almost certainly in our minds be inflationary, at least in the short run, because you can't substitute domestic production instantly for categories of goods that are almost exclusively produced offshore and imported into the United States. For example, 80% of our cell phones come from China still. So you put the tariffs on those, it's not as if that production and that consumption can be substituted for with domestic production instantly. So in that category, almost certainly to be inflationary. I should add one more point to this, though, is that if foreign countries devalue their currencies against the US dollar, that can help offset some of the tariff rates. If you devalue a foreign currency enough against the US dollar, that can be lowering the US dollar price of that import, which may offset the tariff. Obviously, if that happens, it puts at a greater disadvantage US exporters trying to sell into those markets with a stronger dollar, which then makes those US exports not price competitive, even if there were no retaliatory tariffs. But that's another factor at work that would argue that perhaps it's not quite so inflationary if you strengthen the dollar substantially to offset the tariff amounts being imposed.